Everyone, please turn on your cameras. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me? Hello?
Good afternoon, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Can you hear me? Hello? The voice is clear, right? Okay,
Yes,
fine.
sir.
Yeah, fine. So, this is our geography class, right? I think it's the second geography class for you people, right? Yes or no? So, in the last class, we started the first chapter from geography textbook. Clear? What is the name of the chapter? Mr. Riswan? Mr. Riswan. Vishnupriya, Pratyush, Sainaba, Nas Praveen. Okay. Savio, Meghna Pradeep. So if you are not interested, turn on your cameras. Okay. You can leave the class there, no problem. If you want to attend the class there, please turn on your cameras. It is important. It is important. You should do that. Make it fast. Afsana. Afsana. Remember, or else I will remove you people from the class. Mind it. Pratyush. Pratyush. Sainaba. Sainaba. Hayedi. Please turn on your cameras. Please turn on your cameras. Okay. So remember, so this is the first chapter. So what is the name of the first chapter?
Research and development. Research and development.
Resources and development. Resources and development. And we discussed about various types of resources and the importance of resources. Various types of resources and the importance of resources. And at the same time, we started classifying the resources on the basis of different platforms. Okay. So here it is. We already discussed what are the different types of resources. Okay. It is natural, human. Okay. Renewable, non-renewable. Okay. Continuous, biological one, natural and wildlife. Okay. Natural, I mean vegetation, forest and wildlife. Okay. Non-renewable, recyclables are there, and non-recyclable resources. Human resources divided into structure and institutions, quantity and quality. On the basis of quantity and quality, we are able to divide the resources. Okay. And we know that the classification of resources. Okay. So on the basis of origin, we can say biotic and abiotic resources. On the basis of exhaustibility, we can say it's renewable and non-renewable resources. On the basis of ownership, individual community, national and international resources. And on the basis of status of development, we know that it is potential resources, developed resources, stock and reserves. Stock and reserves. These are the different types of resources, and these are the classification of resources. And I already give a question for you people. Write a short note on the classification of resources, right? Right or not? Okay, number of people submitted that answer. At the same time, there are a number of individual questions are there. Okay, classify the resources on the basis of exhaustibility. Classify the resources on the basis of ownership. Like that, number of questions are there from that area. It's a 5-mark question too. Okay, so coming to the next page, you can see that. Okay, so the last class we discussed about almost all these things. I think so, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Everyone, we are moving to the new topic today. Okay, now you know the classification of resources. It is important to learn, an important question for the examination. A number of times these questions continuously asked for, asked for the board examination. So give adequate importance for that particular question. Classification of resources. Classification of resources. Next, development of resources. Development of resources. What do you mean by development of resources? Tell me. Are we able to use the resources directly from the earth? Yes or no? Yes or no? Tell me.
No, sir.
Riswan, Afsana, Haya, Nas Praveen, Surya, Pratyush, Sainaba, Hayedi, Emilyn Jacob, Anne Mary. So listen, I told you to please turn on your cameras. Yeah, tell me. Tell me fast.
We have to convert it.
We want to convert that into a usable form, right or not? So number of resources are available, okay, but many resources we are unable to use it directly. Use it directly, okay. Instead of using that directly, we will converting that into a usable form by using technology, right? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Technology, definitely technology is necessary. Technology is necessary. Okay. But one problem is there with the use of resources. Can anybody tell that? What the problem with
More
using
will
resources?
get exhausted.
Limited.
The resources are limited and have alternative uses. Alternative uses. If you are utilizing the resources unlimited or indiscriminately, it will lead to a problem called resource exploitation. Clear or not? Okay. Or it will exhaust, it will finish one day. Clear? So just observe that. Now we are discussing about how can we control the use of resources. That's what development of resources says to us. Okay. Resources are vital for human survival. Vital. Okay. The word meaning you got already. Vital. What is that? Important. What is that? Important. Just give me 1 minute. Okay. So that's what the word for us vital. It is important. Okay. It was believed that resources are free gifts of nature. As a result, human beings use them indiscriminately. Without any sense, we are utilizing the resources. And this had led to the following major problems. Okay. What are the problems related with the indiscriminate use of resources? Write down the question. Write down the question. What are the problems related with indiscriminate use of resources? Indiscriminate use of resources. Okay, so here are depletion of resources for satisfying the greed of few individuals will make problem there. So what is that? Depletion of resources for satisfying the greed of few individuals. So some individuals are utilizing the resources to satisfy their greed. What do you mean greed? Greed, greed.
Sir, can you repeat that question?
Oh God, who is this?
Savio.
Savio. Okay, write down the question. Write down the question, Savio. Okay. What are the problems with the indiscriminate use of resources? Okay, indiscriminate uses of resources. Repeating again. Okay. So, depletion of resources for satisfying the greed of few individuals. So, some people, a few in number, the rich people, they will continuously utilizing the resources. Okay, they will exploit the resources to satisfy their greed. My question is, what do you mean by the term greed?
Want more
You are
than they have.
greedy means
More than they
what do you
Not
mean
enough.
greedy? Huh? Ah, whatever it is, okay, how much quantity it is, your want for that particular thing is not fulfilled. It will not finish. Again and again and again, we want that. Clear or not? That's what greedy, right? So some people are there, they're greedy. They want make more money, so they will utilize the resources like anything. Utilize the resources like anything. Okay, so it will lead to depletion of resources. Resources will finish or the quantity will reduce like anything. Okay, the first point. Second one, accumulation of resources in few hands, which in turn divided the society into two segments, haves and have nots, or rich and the poor. So only some people utilizing the resources, it will divide the society. It will divide the society. How it will divide the society? Okay, the resources, some people they are using the resources, so they are able to make money, money. So the society will divide into two groups, the haves and have nots. I mean, the rich and the poor people. Okay, so our utilization of resources by a few people, it will lead to the division of the society into two groups, the rich and poor people. The rich and poor people. Clear? So again, I'm telling you that a number of cameras still that is off only. Okay, so I know that you are simply connected to the class, but you are not attending the class. Okay. So if someone asks, so yeah, I attended the class, but you learned something? Nothing of that. Nothing. Okay. So you will attend the class. I mean, you connected to it. Okay. But you are doing some other things there by turned off your camera. Your cameras are off. Clearly, we can say that. Okay, so mind it, mind it. I will not get attendance for these people like Emil, Afsana, John, Meghna, Hayedi, Sainaba, Pratyush, Surya. Okay, so just to leave the class, no problem, no problem. You are here in this class or not here, both are almost the same. Okay, so you are not interested. You are not interested. I don't want to make a conversation with such kind of people there. If you are not interested, you can leave the class, no problem. Okay. So mind it. So next one, first problem we discussed that depletion of resources. Resource will reduce. Okay, the quantity will reduce. Next problem, what is that? It will create a division in the society. Division in the society, like the rich and the poor. Rich and the poor. The third problem, it indiscriminate exploitation of resources has led to a global ecological crisis such as global warming. So without sense we are utilizing the resources, what will happen there? It will lead to number of ecological problems. Okay, environmental problems. What are they? Global warming, ozone layer depletion, environmental pollution, and land degradation. And the land degradation are the problems due to over utilization of resources or indiscriminate use of resources will create these many problems. Okay, so I would like to ask a question to you people. What do you mean by the term global warming? Global warming. Can anyone tell me what is this global warming?
Resources will get finished.
Global warming. What is that?
Depletion, ozone layer. Yeah.
I am asking about a global warming. Aditya says depletion of ozone layer.
That will heat up the earth.
Now, what is global warming? Aditya, tell me.
The pollution, the air
Hmm.
pollution will
Hmm.
destroy that.
Heating of Earth climate.
The
Okay.
environment.
So just remember, okay, just understand that these are some climatical conditions or uh, the pollution or overutilization of resources will lead to this kind of problems. Example, global warming. Global warming. So what do you mean global warming? The average temperature of the Earth atmosphere every year it is increasing. Clear or not? Every year the average temperature is increasing because of greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases. Okay, we are utilizing number of vehicles, right? And burning this fossil fuels. Fossil fuels. So what will happen there? Carbon dioxide will form. Carbon monoxide will form. Such kind of greenhouse gases will form on the Earth's atmosphere. Clear or not? These greenhouse gases will trap the heat. Trap the heat. Clear? The quantity of the greenhouse gas is increasing, the temperature on Earth also will increase. This effect is termed as global warming. Global warming. Clear? The temperature of that Earth atmosphere will increase. The average temperature of the Earth atmosphere will increase every year. Okay, clear or not? Clear or
Yes,
not?
sir.
Okay, that is termed as a global warming. That is because of overutilization of resources. I mean the fossil fuels. Fossil fuels. We'll burn these fossil fuels. Basically, we are utilizing the fossil fuels in thermal power plants and in vehicles. And in vehicles. So what will happen there? It will lead to global warming. Next one, ozone layer depletion. Another problem. Okay, what is the ozone layer depletion? That also due to overutilization of resources. Clear or not? Clear or not? Okay, so technically speaking, so number of chemicals we are producing basically. Okay, but actually we are not producing that. It is the byproduct of all those chemicals are the byproducts of number of activities that doing by human being or number of productive activities that doing by human beings there. Okay, clear or not? Clear or not? As a result of that, the ozone layer is destructed. Okay, not all the parts, but some parts are destructed. So ozone layer, you know that it's a protective layer of the earth that protecting us. Basically, it is filtering the ultraviolet rays to reach the earth's surface. Clear? Clear or not? So if
Yes,
ozone
sir.
layer is destructed, what will happen there? The ultraviolet rays will reach the surface and it will come into contact with the skin of human beings or animals. It will lead to number of diseases, including cancer, cancer. That's what ozone layer depletion. Next one, different types of pollution. Okay, so because of our utilization of resources, we can say that it will lead to air pollution, it will lead to water pollution, it will lead to what is that? What is that? Sound pollution. Then anything else? Any other type of pollutions are there?
Environmental
Soil pollution.
protection.
Ah, yes, of course. Soil pollution. That is what? Land degradation. Land degradation. So tell me, what do you mean land degradation? Land degradation.
In the land,
Ah, the land.
polluting the land.
Okay, so because of utilizing the chemical fertilizers or chemicals, pesticides, insecticides in agricultural field, what will happen there? All these chemicals will mix with the soil, Okay, so day by day, what is happening there? Fertility of the soil is decreasing. What do you mean fertility of the soil? Fertility of the soil. What is that? Not studied something in biology. Fertility of the soil. The soil profile, studied or not? Not remembering so. Okay, fine. So what is the fertility of the soil? So if you are cultivating in the soil, if you're cultivating some areas, without using the fertilizers also, we are able to produce good products. Okay, clear or not? We will get good result. Clear? We are sowing the seeds and we are not adding any fertilizers. Without adding fertilizers also, we will get back good fruits or good, what we can say, grains. Clear or not? A good quantity of grains we will get back from the soil. Clear? Okay, so if the chemical is mixed with the soil, what will happen there? That capacity to give the good product will decrease. So fertility of the soil will decrease. Clear or not? Clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes. Okay, so that's what land degradation. Okay, so that is because of we can say that soil erosion. Soil erosion. What do you mean soil erosion? Soil erosion. What is that?
Like landslides.
Okay, not exactly. Soil erosion means the upper layer of the soil will wash away with the movement of water or air. Water or air. That process is termed as a soil erosion. Clear or not? What is that? Upper layer of the soil will wash away along with the water or air. Water or air. So air in the sense of wind. Okay. Movement of the wind. You know that. Movement of the wind also able to take the upper layer of the soil, right? Clear. So what is the speciality of the upper layer of the soil? What is speciality of the upper layer of the soil? No answers?
It is a thin layer.
Huh?
It is thin.
It is thin. Okay. Any other properties are there?
fertile.
Fertile. Yeah, Aditya told that answer. It is fertile. Okay. The upper layer of the soil is a fertile soil because it is mixed with different types of organic materials. Okay. We'll call it as humus, right? Humus. Studied that in biology? Not remembering, so let it be. Okay, so upper layer of the soil is mixed with a number of different organic materials, okay, termed as humus, and the upper layer is fertile. Upper layer is fertile. So because of the soil erosion due to deforestation, what will happen there? The upper layer will wash away. So what left there? The soil which is not that fertile, so we are unable to cultivate. We can cultivate, but we will not get a good result, or else we want to add chemical fertilizers. Is that clear or not? So because of our utilization of resources, okay, what will happen there? Or indiscriminate use of resources will lead to the problems like global warming, ozone layer depletion, then different types of pollutions like the air pollution, water pollution, and land degradation. Land degradation. Is that clear or not? Is all these things are clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what we want to do? What is our activity here? Why we are learning this chapter? Okay, the new generation want to learn the problems of overutilization of resources. So you wanted to take steps in the future to avoid such kind of overutilization of resources and want to protect the earth. You are the guardians, clear or not? Guardians of the galaxy? No, guardians of the earth, right? You have to protect it. You have to protect it. That's what we are learning this chapter. That's the importance of this chapter. Clear? So here you wrote one question and the points are here. Answer is here. An equitable distribution of resources. Equitable distribution. Okay. Equal distribution of resources has become essential for the sustained quality of life and global peace, right? So equal distribution of resources are necessary. Equal distribution of resources. Clear or not? In your home, okay, on the dining table, if your mother serve more food for your brothers or sisters, it will lead to number of problems on the day table, right? All of a sudden, it will lead to problems or not? Huh? You got only one piece of fish fry, and your brother got a two piece. What will happen there? What will happen there? You can imagine that condition, right or not? Huh? Right or not? Yeah, of course. Okay, the same thing. So resources want to divide equally among the people. Clear or not? Everyone want to enjoy it. Everyone want to enjoy it. Clear? That's what equitable distribution of resources. That is important for sustainability. I mean, the life in the next generation. Not only we people, the next generation also want to lead a good life in the society. Right or not? Right or not? So today we are able to enjoy number of things that is because of our ancestors. Clear or not? The mangoes that what we are eating today or the coconut that what we are consuming today, okay, those trees are not planted by us, right? They're planted by we people. Are you people?
No,
No,
sir.
no. It is from by your father or by your grandfather or grandmother, something like that, right? Clear or not? So it is our responsibility to do something for the next generation. Okay, protect the resources for the next generation. They also have the same right on the resources. Clear? So we have to protect it. Okay, so equitable resources. Okay, equitable distribution of resources, it is important. Okay, if the present trend of resources depletion by a few individuals and countries continues, the future of our planet is in danger. So the textbook maker says that currently number of countries or number of individuals are utilizing the resources indiscriminately. Okay, they are utilizing the resources without any sense. Clear or not? So if these countries and these individuals are utilizing the resources like this, it will create danger for the humanity or danger for our planet, danger for our planet. Therefore, resource planning is essential. So why resource planning is essential? Some people or some countries are utilizing the resources. It can or that people can create a problem for the entire planet. So resource planning is essential for sustainable existence of all forms of life. Sustainable existence is a component of sustainable development. Underline. So sustainable existence. Not only we people, other people also want to live in the society. The next generation also want to lead a good life in the society. So we want to think about them and we want to think about sustainable development. Sustainable development. Not only we people, everyone want to develop. Everyone want to develop. Okay. All the animals, all the plants, everyone want to exist, everything want to exist on the planet or on the globe. So it is our responsibility to protect all these things there, right? So want to take measures to protect all these plants and animals and even the human beings. Clear or not? Clear or not? So for that, there are a number of programs and policies are there by the governments. Okay, clear? So we are going to discuss about such kind of plans and programs by the different governments there. So there's a question for you people. Write down the question. What is sustainable development? Sustainable development. Okay, sustainable development. Answer is here itself. Sustainable economic development means development should take place without damaging the environment. Okay, what is sustainable development? We want to achieve development, but without harming the environment or damaging the environment. And development in the present should not compromise with the needs of the future generations. Okay, so we are able to use the resources, but it should not create any problem for the future generation. Okay, should not compromise with the needs of the future generation. For example, crude oil is there, petroleum products are here, right? We are utilizing that. Just imagine we utilized all the crude oil and we finished. So what the next generation will use? Tell me. Tell me, any answers are there with you? Any answers are there with you? No answers are there, right? Right? No answers are there. Okay. So I already told you people that social studies is a subject. Basically, we don't want to think or don't want to use sixth, seventh senses. Not needed. Not needed. Okay. Don't think like that. You will not get any answer. Simple common sense, simple sense you have to use. So easily you are able to say the answers there. Okay. My question. Okay. Ah, yeah, of course. Emil Jacob. Okay. He sent an answer. Okay. But the answer is correct. But the thing is, his camera is turned off. Okay. Camera is turned off. So I am not interested to interact with. Okay. So listen carefully. Any other answers are there? Hmm? We utilized all the resources, I mean, all the petroleum products, crude oil. Then what will happen to the future? Future generation, what are they able to use these petroleum products again? No, not at all, right? So is that our responsibility to protect the resources for the next generation? Yes, of
Yes,
course.
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yeah, of course. We have to save, okay, or it is termed as a judicious use of resources. Okay, judicious use of resources means, okay, we have to do justice for the next generation also. So we don't want to complete these resources or wanted to make new arrangements for the next generation. Okay, so we know that today, instead of this petroleum cars or petroleum vehicles, electric operated vehicles are there in the market, right? Right? Or battery operated vehicles are available. Okay, so we find an alternative, clear. So you have to create it. Okay, so sustainable development in the sense, we want to develop, but should not create any damage for the environment, clear. And the same time, they want to keep one thing in our mind. Okay, we are able to utilize the resources, but it should not create any problem for the next generation, because they also want to utilize the resources, they also want to use the resources. Clear. So you go to questions now. One is, what are the problems of indiscriminate use of resources? The another question, what do you mean by the term sustainable development? Sustainable development. Next question, write down. Write a short note on the Earth Summit of 1992. The Earth Summit of 1992. The Earth Summit of 1992. John Samuel, your brother is so aggressive. He's going to attack you, I think so. John Samuel.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let it be. So write the question. What is that? Write a short note on the Earth Summit of 1992. 1992. Okay, so here it is. Underline. So Rio de Janeiro. Rio de Janeiro. It's an important city in Brazil.
Sir, we have to repeat the question.
Clear? Okay. That's a city in where? Brazil. So Rio de Janeiro is famous. In almost all the Hollywood movies, you might observe that they will show a big statue of Jesus Christ. Very big statue of Jesus Christ. Clear or not? Huh? Clear or not?
Yes,
Hmm?
sir.
So the name of the statue is the Christ the Redeemer, right? Christ the Redeemer,
Yes.
right? A big statues there. That's a landmark or a geotag of that particular city, Rio de Janeiro. Okay. Once, so write a short note on Earth Summit of 1992. Rifa, write a short note on the Earth Summit of 1992. Repeated the question. Write a short note on the Earth Summit of 1992. Melvin Martin, what happened? Huh? Is it boring for you?
No, sir.
Okay, in June 1992, more than 100 heads of the states, okay, rulers of 100 different countries met in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil for the first International Earth Summit. It's a meeting, okay, conducted by United Nations Organization. There, nearly 100 heads of the countries, different countries, okay, they participated in that meeting. Clear? It was the first meeting that conducted in the year 1992 to think about how to protect the earth. The summit was convened for addressing urgent problems of environmental protection and socio-economic development at the global level. Okay, the aim of this summit or this meeting, it was discussing the urgent problems of environmental protection. Okay, the importance of environmental protection and the socio-economic development, sorry, at the global level. Okay, to protect the environment and to protect the society. Okay, and economic development of all the countries. Okay, the assembled leaders, leaders, those who gathered there, signed the declaration, signed a treaty, or signed an agreement on global climatic change and biological diversity. Clear or not? So they signed a declaration on global climatic change and biological diversity. So everyone, they took a note. What is that? It is their responsibility, the leaders' responsibility, to protect the climate of the environment, I mean, the earth, and protect the biological diversity, animals and plants. Clear? So should not do anything against the environment or that creating problem for the biological diversity. The Rio Convention endorsed the global forest principle and adopted Agenda 21. So the meeting in Rio completed with a global forest principle. They made a rules and regulation to protect the forest that is termed as Agenda 21 for achieving sustainable development in the 21st century. So what is the name of that program? It is termed as Agenda 21 for sustainable development in the century. Which century? 21st century. 21st century. Clear? So this is the answer for the question. Write a short note on the 1992 Earth Summit. Earth Summit. It's a meeting that conducted at Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. Okay, 100 leaders of different countries participated in that meeting. Clear or not? Why they met there? What is the reason? To discuss the urgent. Melvin Martin, what are you doing there? So listen carefully. So don't think that this is an what you can say, a class. You people are not in the connection, or you know, not under the control of the teachers or something like that. Okay, I don't take it as granted that you can take, you can do anything in the class. Understand? So sit in the class in that seriousness. Almost your teachers that you, or the teachers who taught you people the last year, that was the same complaint. Almost all the teachers the same complaint. They are not interested in the class. Clear? Clear? Is that clear or not? Are you agreeing with that or not? You are not agreeing. Aditya says, I am not agreeing with that. Okay, you are not interested. Fine. Okay, good. Anyway, so there is a saying in English. What is that? If you are a sweeper, okay, sweep like anything. Okay, clean like anything. Okay, if you are a student, study like anything. That's what the program. Clear or not? So do the duty in a perfect way. Do the activities in a perfect way. Clear? Okay, so remember, this is what the Earth Summit. So nearly 100 heads of the countries were met in that meeting. Okay, basically they discussed about the importance of protecting the environment. Okay, and giving importance for social and economical development of the countries. Okay, the assembled the leaders, those who gathered there, signed in a declaration called Global Climatic Change and Biological Diversity. I mean, the Declaration of Global Climatic Change and Biological Diversity, and they took an oath to oath that to the importance of protecting the environment. So the Rio Convention endorsed with a program called the Agenda 21. Agenda 21, okay, basically termed as the forest principles. Okay, forest principles. So that's what the Rio de Janeiro's Earth Summit, okay, that's conducted in the year 1992. Next question, write a short note on Agenda 21. Agenda 21. Another question for you. So from each page, there are number of questions are there, right? Okay, so write a short note on Agenda 21. Agenda means a program. 21 for the 21st century, to protect the environment in the 21st century. That's what Agenda 21. Okay. So it is the declaration signed by the world leaders in 1992. Okay, at the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development. Okay, that is UNCED, which took place at Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. It aims at achieving global sustainable development. So here, Agenda 21 means it is nothing but it's a declaration. Okay. Declaration means what? What is the declaration? They're declaring that. Okay. They says that. Or they're agreeing that. Okay, in that agreement, almost all the world leaders signed. Okay, that happened in the year 1992. Okay, in United Nations Conference on Environment and Development. Okay, that is UNCED. Okay, that meeting that conducted in the place called Rio de Janeiro. Just now we read it at Brazil. It aims to achieving global sustainable development. So this meeting is to achieve global sustainable development, which means we know that what is sustainable development. Everyone want to enjoy the resources, clear or not? And we want to utilize the resources in a judicial way, okay, clear, equally distribute the resources among the different sections of the people. Okay, it is an agenda, it's a program to combat, fight environmental damage. So this is a program to fight against environmental damage. Okay, problems of the environment, poverty. Okay, it's a economical condition, disease. You know that, through global cooperation on a common interest. So every country signed in that. So I already told you that nearly 100 countries leaders signed in that agreement. So they agreed that they will cooperate to fight against the environmental problems. They will fight against poverty. They will fight against diseases through global cooperation on common interest. Now also we know that, okay, almost all the countries are fighting together against the COVID disease, right? Yes or no? So they are sharing the vaccines, sharing the informations, sharing the technologies, okay, to fight against the disease. Clear or not? Clear or not? So that is because of this kind of cooperations, okay. Clear? Mutual needs and shared responsibility. So all the countries are doing their responsibilities together, okay, and they're sharing their responsibilities together. One major objective on the Agenda 21 is that every local government should draw its own local Agenda 21. Okay, even local self governments also want to move forward with its own or their own Agenda 21 to protect their locality, locality. Is that clear? So that's what Agenda 21. Agenda 21. I will give you 5 minutes to read that. Just read it. And any doubt means you can ask me now. Fast. Come on, fast. Read it. Read the textbook. Tell me now. The things are easy or not? Okay, you got it. Haya Abid. You got all those things there, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So everyone, just so I already told you that these questions are important for the examination. Agenda 21 especially, and the Rio de Janeiro summit of 1992. 1992. Okay. So we know that it is very important to distribute the resources almost equally among the different sections of the people. Clear or not? Equal distribution of resources, it is a necessary task. Okay, it is very important for achieving the sustainable development. So to provide these resources equally to different sections of the people, it is important. What is important? Resource planning is important. Resource planning is important. We have to plan resources. Okay, plan resources in the sense allocation of resources we have to plan. For whom we want to provide the resources. For what purpose we want to utilize the resources. We have to plan that. Clear? That is termed as resource planning. What is that? Resource planning. That's what the next topic for we people, resource planning. And what is this resource planning? Okay, clear? So resource planning is nothing but it's a program or it's a strategy for judicious use of resources. What is that? I already used that term. Okay, what is that? Judicious use of resources. Everybody want to utilize the resources. Okay, so we want to allocate the resources almost equally to everyone. That's what justiciable use or judicious use of resources. It has importance in a country like India. So India, we know that it's a country with a huge population, and everybody in need of different types of resources. So it is very difficult for a country called India to allocate resources equally among the people. So resource planning is necessary. Resource planning is necessary. What we wanted to provide for different sections of the people. Okay, so a country like India, which has enormous diversity in the availability of resources. So number of different types of resources are available in the country, and at the same time, the population is too high also. There are regions which are rich in the certain types of resources, but are deficient in some other resources. So in India, some areas are there where almost all the different types of resources are available, but other areas are there. Some other areas are there where no resources are available. There are some regions which can be considered self-sufficient in terms of availability of resources, and there are some regions which have acute shortage of some vital resources. Some regions in India or some areas in India where almost all the different types of resources are available and the people are self-sufficient. At the same time, some other regions are there where there is no resources are there. For example, the states of Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, and Madhya Pradesh are rich in minerals and coal deposits. Underline. Arunachal Pradesh has abundance of water resources, but lacks in infrastructural development. So Arunachal Pradesh, what is there? Water resources are there, but there is no infrastructural facilities available, like road, rail, bridges, okay, or other institutions. Clear? The state of Rajasthan is very well endowed with the solar and wind energy, but lacks in water resources. State of Rajasthan, what is there? Sufficient wind energy is there, solar energy also is there, but they are facing a problem with the water. There is no water. The cold deserts of the country, okay, what is that? Ladakh, okay. It has very rich cultural heritage, but it is deficient in water, okay. The culture of that area is good, and it's a cultural heritage is there for that place, but the water deficiency is there. Infrastructure and some vital minerals also missing there. This calls of balanced resource planning in the national, state, regional, and local level. So we came to know that there are different states are there in the country, different regions are there in the country. In some areas, all the resources are there. At the same time, other areas are facing problems of utilizing the resources, or the resources are not available in that locality. So it is important one to plan the resources that are available. So in some areas where water is not there, it is the responsibility of the government to provide the water into that locality. Some areas where there is no good roads and rails are available, that is the responsibility of the government to lay down the roads and rail in that locality. Is that clear or not? Is that clear or not? So that is termed as resource planning, providing the resources almost equally among the different areas or different regions of the country. Clear? So government will face number of problems related with the resource planning that we are going to learn in the next module. Okay, clear. So today we are stopping up to here. That is for the resource planning. Okay, so it's almost the time to wind up. So you just to read it again, this paragraph. What is resource planning? Any doubt means you can. Okay. So read the textbook properly, write the answers for the questions. I already told you that. Number of students, they are cooperating, they are sending the answers regularly, they are asking the doubts regularly. I am pretty happy with that. At the same time, many of you, they are not interested at all. Clear? That also a reality. That also a reality. So make sure the things are moving in a smooth way. Okay. So that is for your development. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me, Savio.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir. Okay. So Savi accepted that. Okay, this problem is there. Okay, anyway, so for next 6 days, there are no classes for you people. So we will meet after the holidays. Okay, thank you, everyone. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Bye, sir.